Hi, I'm Susan Winter for SusanWinter.net. So I want to talk today about passive aggressives and the turnaround technique. And what I mean by that is I have been privy to a number of conversations and friends, not clients necessarily, just friends, who are going through something with their mate, where it becomes very clear to me that they have been the recipient of some very bad behavior, that their partner has clearly done something wrong. And instead of taking responsibility, acknowledging it, or saying, I'm sorry, what they do is a passive aggressive turnaround and make the other person wrong and bad for calling them out on it, for having a reaction to the bad behavior that they were given. This is a bind that you can't get out of. One, you're trying to articulate when your partner has done something wrong and they are not accepting responsibility. Two, you now become the bad guy because you're bringing this up. So now so they shifted the blame. Instead of them being on the hot seat, now they pick a fight with you. Now you're on the hot seat because of your reaction to their bad behavior. And so now the current fight has shifted from what they did to how you made them feel, and they'll storm out of the house or they'll stop talking to you. I have seen this played out in a number of formulas, and it's not that the person on the other end doesn't care. Not to upset you about this and make you think that you're dating somebody with whom you can never have a partnership. It's a bad character trait. I actually interviewed a man from my own research recently who'd been married 30 years and said to me, in the 30 years of living with his wife, she had never once said she was sorry for any infraction. And in 30 years, you're going to have some stuff that you're going to do to your mate that will hurt. You're going to do great things and you're going to do harmful things. And he said, I just got to the point where I don't even try anymore. And I said, what happens when you need to say how you feel? And he said, I know she loves me. I guess this is just the way it is. This is a passive aggressive. This is somebody who will not outwardly attack back, but shift the blame so that you're on the defensive. Another friend of mine had his girlfriend pull a stunt where they had something very special planned for the evening. 1, 2, 3, 4 hours pass. No communication. When she finally comes back, he, of course, his whole night is thrown off. No dinner, no waiting, don't know what's going on. She's not answering anything. She gets mad at him. She storms out of the house. A 3-day fight. No communication. He had to be the one to initiate it. You see, she was still never held accountable for that. And what most couples do is they simply move forward and skip that step. Listen, I have nothing to do with who you're going to choose to love. That is your business. And sometimes we find a mate that is, in essence, good for us, but they are going to have this part of them. So if you're dating somebody new, avoid it. If you're with somebody for a long time and you see this about them, you may want to explore different options to let them know how you feel where they don't feel attacked. Because if they feel attacked at all for their bad behavior, they're going to turn it around on you. I have a guy friend who is, first of all, let me tell you, this is not a guy a girl would want to leave. He's gorgeous. He's a model, all right? And generous and kind. And so we went out the other day and I start reading the text messages from his girl. All he's asking her is, are we breaking up? Because he could feel her backing off. Could feel this. And the communication had been so good. And so it's like, why can't we talk about this? See, that's a healthy mind. That's a guy coming into a relationship, wanting a relationship and seeing a problem and wanting to sort it out. She won't discuss it. She needs space. And I can see that she's backpedaling. And instead of saying, yeah, I am breaking up with you, she's going to starve him. She's going to do the slow fade till she starves him of oxygen. It's hard to tell somebody that you care for that that's what's happening. But understand it is a personality type. And if you are in the midst of this, watching the person that you thought would be a great mate treat you like this and make you wrong for having emotional reaction to their bad behavior, if you're new, you can get out. If you're not that much invested, you can understand that these characteristics do not change. These are characteristics that are inherent within a person who is so insecure that they will never admit that they are wrong. Because if they admit that they're wrong once, you may come back to them for that offense again. I know because one relationship I was in, I decided that I always go into a new relationship deciding I'm going to do a better job at what I thought I could have done better last time. So I thought, okay, this time I will never critique a thing my partner does. Whatever they do, no comment from me whatsoever. I'm going to worry about my side of the street. So obviously something goes wrong. They did something that was very hurtful, and I would explain my reaction. I'm feeling hurt. This is me. This is just me, right? And then before you knew it, I was the one that was to blame for everything because I always took the heat. Now, that's an extreme case, but the person that you're talking to, a passive aggressive, will always have it be like they didn't do it. That fight occurred because you attacked them. They're just the victim. They didn't mean to. You're being mean. You're being cruel. I've seen text messages where one partner is sincerely saying, I love you. I want to get this right. And the other partner is saying, you're pressuring me. I feel horrible. I'm sick. Why are you pressuring me? You're mean. Complete turnaround. Here's the thing. The people who do this are unaware of it. I know you want to tell them. You want to call them out. This kind of personality type, unless they elect to go to therapy and work on it, which why should they bother? Because after all, they're not ever wrong. You're not going to have a lot of forward movement. You are going to have to be creative to find ways to articulate your boundaries, and you are going to have to sometimes take the heat and have a reaction to their reaction. You are. When they make you the bad guy for something they did, then you're going to have a fight with them for the fact that they hurt you. I mean, when all else fails, play their game against them. This isn't to upset you, it is simply to tell you that people survive in ways that work for them, and a passive-aggressive will never be honest and straightforward with you. It doesn't serve their needs, and they can't wiggle out of it. So know the game if it's being done to you. You do have options, and if you're new to seeing this person, you have a number of options, one of which is to get out. I hope this helps you. Susan Winter for SusanWinter.net. And if you prefer to listen on iTunes, please tune into The Susan Winter Show. Thank you.